Our plan is to expand even more within Australia and Singapore. And we're also tapping a little bit into the US market and just to understand a little bit how different is their rostering solution and how can we make their life better as well.
Kia ora everyone, Richard Liu here at NZ Entrepreneur and part of our series for Auckland Startup Week. I'm talking to Sunny Feng today. Sunny is a co-founder at RosterLab. They're based out of the Newmarket Innovation Precinct here in Auckland, and tell us all about it. Sunny, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Richard.
Can you start by telling us what RosterLab is all about? Who are your customers and what problems do you help them solve?
So at RosterLab, we help healthcare professionals to automatically generate their staff rosters with a click of a button. And majority of our customers are nurses and doctors because it actually takes them quite a few days every month to make rosters manually. Currently, most of them are doing it on Excel. So we found that this process is extremely time-consuming and complicated for humans to deal with. That's why we invented the whole, solution to take the complexity and all the nuances that goes into the rosters and solve the problem for them within minutes.
What are some of those major problems if the rostering is not done right?
Yeah, so when it comes to rostering, it's also coming back to the staff itself. So rostering is a critical part of shift workers' life because they have to plan their life and work schedule. Also, they have the duty of taking care of patients. So when it comes to rostering, you want to make sure that everyone's working safely and they have enough mental space and time to spend on the patient. And then you want to make sure that everyone's working in a fair amount of certain night shifts, for example. So it's a lot of things to consider for the healthcare professionals. And then quite often it's senior nurses and doctors who are making the rosters. Sometimes when the person who creates rosters are away, it would all of a sudden makes quite a bit of chaotic situation in the ward because all of a sudden the person who has the most knowledge about rosters is gone. And to plan it accurately, to make sure that your department is running smoothly, it is very hard. So there's knowledge lost. There's the manual part, which is you have to consider all the union rules. You have to make sure that there are enough people with the right skill on each shift. So all of these goes into the considerations.
Okay, so can we just talk quickly about how the idea came to you and your co-founders? So you've got two other co-founders, Isaac Cleland and Daniel G. When did you come up with the idea and why? How did you know that this was a problem that you wanted to solve?
Yeah, so the whole journey started from one of my co-founders, Isaac's PhD research. So he did a PhD in mathematical algorithm just trying to solve the nurse rostering problem. And then as the time passed by and we were thinking, oh, actually, this is something that we can turn it into something real, a more generic software solution to help people to solve their real problem. And the thing that we were looking at is that a real problem that people are all facing? And so we went out and talked to more than 20 nurses and doctors within New Zealand. And then turned out they have been using Excel to do rosters manually since 10 years ago. So the solution hasn't evolved much. And a lot of them hated dealing with the nuances within the rosters because it is quite a tedious process. And then we saw, okay, so this is an opportunity that we can actually use the new technology and help people with a real life problem.
And I believe 80% of your customers are now overseas. So who are some of the organizations overseas, for example, that might use RosterLab's software?
Yeah, as you said, 80% of our customers are overseas, and a lot of them are in Australia at the moment. One of the biggest one is Royal Perth Hospital, and yeah, like we started with one of the pilot study within the hospital, and then they did a bit of study on like how AI rostering reduces staff fatigue, for example, because we allow people to put in like their staff preferences as they wish, and the AI would pretty much like run through all the criteria that goes into the roster and try to grant people the preferences when we can, because why not, right? Like we have the technology to do that.
Have you got any sort of other insights you might be able to share with us around or company news, exciting company news? Like, you know, you're on the growth journey. You have raised some money previously, some seed funding. I believe you are hoping to raise another round next year for growth. Yeah. What does the next 12 to 24 months growth plan look like for you?
Yeah, so we are definitely expanding as a team. So we have doubled our team size since 6 months ago, and more resources and more talented are joining our team, so we can cater more people from healthcare to help with their rostering solutions. And yeah, and then our plan is to expand even more within Australia and Singapore. And we're also tapping a little bit into the US market, and just to understand a little bit how different is their rostering solution, and how can we make their life better as well.
Oh, that's good to hear. And can you tell us a little bit about the Newmarket Innovation Precinct? For people who haven't been there or don't know about it, what is it?
So NIP is a great place. We have been locating here for more than a year now, actually. So I think the space is the space has a lot of startups around here, and then it is very collaborative. A lot of innovative ideas floating around, and so it's a space that allows us to expand from a small team to the team size that we are right now. Like the both Claire and JP has always been very accommodating on all the requirements that we've been having, and also NIP is closely related to the university, which means whenever we need some resources from the university, for example, like we would like some students to join the team or graduates to join the team, they're always having the network that we need. Yeah, so it's a great network and space that provided for innovators like us.
Just to finish off our conversation, I'm curious to know, what advice you would give to other young startup founders who are considering starting a business or pursuing a problem. If you had to start again with RosterLab, is there anything you would do differently, or some advice you would give to yourself?
Yeah, great question. So I found the most important thing is to find product market fit. So in the beginning, we were having this technology and we were trying to target like nurses. But then like we realized it's more than nurses who need the problem. It is also there are also doctors, and there are also like clinicians from allied health, and there are different types of rosters as well. So it's all about finding where does your product fit into the market, and then who is the person that you need the most. So you kind of just help that type of people, like you go kind of go deep and go with your niche. Because at first we also had quite a lot of people from other industries, and it was great, but it also kind of diverted our, attention. As a small team, it is really hard to deal with. And it's very important to be persistent and about like things, and also be agile, because as your business evolve, anything that you have to keep up with the changes and change your decisions around it.